All right, we're back. So, Mr. Luke over here found an old crappy micrometer made by wherever this is. Brown and Sharp. So it was all rusty, I guess, so it's freed up. You can see the residue of the rust coming off the plunge. The was it tumbler they call it? What do they call this thing? I call it a spindle. That's what I would call it, because it has a spindle in it. Anyway, this is pretty free turning. I don't like them being that loose. So these things just unscrew like this. Then it comes out. Then you look to see if there's any damage in this. It looks pretty clean in here. Clicker works fine. That's a adjust your torque. And then up in this thing here, there's a nut up on this thing that you tighten, and that will crush the collet type tube in here, tighten up onto the spindle. So you have to adjust this a little bit, put the spindle back in it, see how it works, and you tighten it up until this has a little drag on it that matches the torque level you want it to be at. It has real fine threads in here, and that's what you're pinching on. So, where's your micrometer tool at?
Well,
Need a little rag too.
I got lots of rags.
Yeah, over here.
I bought a fresh batch and washed them all for you.
I brought my own tools this year because those tools suck. So I got the old tool bucket.
Your first stat
There's some brand new white rags. They're actually white.
and washed
That's because they're
for the
white.
length.
Okay, so we're going to take that. I'm going to make it black or brown right now. Okay, this is your mic. You're supposed to be over here watching this.
All right. Just turn this set up here.
You take a pair of pliers, grab a hold of this sucker, and rotate it just a little bit. And you take this back in there and see how it feels. Oh, attacking us. Okay, so now this has a little bit more drag on it. Oh, there was people up there?
Yeah, I gotta get the light off. Turn it automatically.
Trick or treat. Okay, so it's a little bit too loose still for me. I like them where I can roll them, but I want them real loose. If you got loose, they got clearance in the threads. It'll give you an error, so it doesn't work. Okay, so we moved it just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing again. Now don't crush it. We're just trying to hold it just enough to turn. So if you look at it, we go about that much. That's about 1.5 what I did before. Keep track how much you're moving it so you can go backwards if you need to.
I forgot the lights come on automatically.
You said you're going to turn that off earlier.
Well, they hadn't come on yet, so I couldn't turn it off.
Oh. This feels looser when I tightened it. Feels looser.
Stop the video. Where do we put these?
Getting a little more aggressive on the adjustment now. Okay, now we got a little drag on it. Just not real heavy, but there's a little bit in there. Are you making a mess already? Did you see him spill his drink all over the table?
God, I'm such a...
He's a pig over there.
You should have seen me with my pizza all over my shirt
It's a
earlier.
good thing you got coveralls on. Okay, we're starting to get a little drag here, but not a lot. I'm making just a little bit more. You're still not paying attention to this. Try that again. What are you doing over there?
I can get rid of them.
I think they're eating your bike.
Yeah, they're just...
It's a three-way tug of war over there. So see, I got a little drawing on it. It's not enough you can't go this way, but still want some more. At some point, this is going to lock up. Then you'll have to go backwards. See, it's got drag on it. See the tumbler working? I think we got it. Perfect. So it still rolls, but it's not real tight. Good. Starting to trigger a little bit, but not quite. That means you're right there on perfect on drag. For me, anyway. Okay. Where's your 1-inch standard?
What?
Your 1-inch standard.
We're not sure where that's at right now.
Where's your 2-inch standard?
They're together. We have them in the same spot.
Where's something that you know how big it is?
I don't have a standard solid size. What kind of? Oh, I got a 1x2x3. I don't know if that's tight enough tolerances for you, but
Well, we can check on the 1 and the 2. I don't know how accurate that really is. Where'd these come from?
the store.
The store. So that means it's really accurate. Then, huh? That's what you're saying.
These are definitely going to be Chinese made. If
Now
that's
this is a
what you're
tenth mic, so we're going to adjust it to the 10th. So anyway, they still roll like that on the arm. So figure out how to use it. They're over there having fun.
asking.
They lost one though. One's over here.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is made so you use the same tension each time.
If
So
you
you
want
get a
to use
little
it.
closer.
If you want to use it.
It's not working. It doesn't turn it.
That's because somebody tightened it up too much. Because I don't use a tensioner, I use my fingers. Now this gets really tight right here at the bottom. See right here it's loose, and that last 100th out it starts to get snug. Probably because you got corrosion and some air in there. So you go down, you wiggle a little bit with a little bit of tension. You see where you stop at each time, for me.
Okay.
It's about half a thou off.
So that's an inch and a thou?
Now if you want to know exactly, you go over the veneer scale over here, and you see how exactly which line lines up. What line lines up perfectly with it.
I can't see over the top of this. So I don't know
Well, you
what
got to put
you're
your
talking about.
glasses back on.
That too. I don't have
We're
my
doing-
glasses
we're
on.
doing
I can
fine
see.
work.
I can see.
I can tell you can see. That's because you couldn't tell me what the mark was. It appears to be on 3/10. Seems to be the most closest.
Where's the mark you're looking at though?
Right here.
The
See
long
see
the long
mark
hash
right
tag?
there?
The longer tag right there?
You got this one here versus one of the lower ones. So whichever one of those lines up is the veneer that matches.
With the tall hash, right? Is what you're
Doesn't
saying?
matter which one. It's which one lines up out of all of those 10 going all the way
One-
around. Which one lines up the best?
Oh, I see what you're saying. 3.
3. Says the old blind man.
I say 3.
Now you take it off, put it back on,
Try again.
then see how much adjustment changed.
3 looks good.
Oh, so I had the
Pretty
correct
much dead
tension
center.
on my finger. See, some people have to use this to do this. See, you can adjust this to be, but see, your case, somebody tightened
Are
up
you
too
saying
much.
that your skill level is so high that
Somebody has
this
to.
tool is just
See, this doesn't
dumbed down
work too
much?
good. What's it at now?
3 still looks it.
Did it finally get down to 3?
That's 3.
You count how many clicks you give it and it'll stop, but I don't use that thing.
Oh, you can count the clicks. I
We're
guess that would
supposed
make
to.
sense, right?
Okay, so we're at 3/10 off.
So it's 1 plus 3/10,
Well, the
or is it shy? How do you
1
know when you're
inch
high?
is supposed to be 3.
So if you were that side of 0,
See
you'd be
that
under.
0 right there?
Yep.
That 0 and that 0 over there are supposed to line up right now to be 0. We are not. We're at 3/10. 3/10 over. If it was under, it'd be on the other side. So we're over.
Heard.
So, is this mic off by 3/10? Or is it this off by 3/10? So now we go up to the next number. What's the next number we got?
2.
2. Where's 2 at? See how I hold the micrometer? See? See how you hold this? See, it's here, finger here, support, turn, knob. That way you got control and feel. And you have to give a little bit of tension on it, but not a lot. You have to find out the spot. So you wiggle around, and when it tightens up, it's there. If you keep cranking on like a C-clamp, it keeps going tighter.
Right.
It is a precision C-clamp, so you have to adjust the micrometer to your feel, which means how much torque you want to put on stuff. So are we still 3/10 over 2 inch now?
No.
No. What? There's an error?
Guess right about there.
It's under 3/10. It's about a half a thou under. Actually, to me, it's a 0. You're tightening up way too much. Is the veneer on 0?
Sure looks like it. This one with that line right there?
See, we're lined up 0 here and 0 over there. So we double check it, go to a different part. Wiggle around until it quits moving. And check it again. Now that time a little bit different.
It's pretty close.
It's a 1, what's it, a 9?
Oh, it looks like it's a 0.
To go back to 0, the bet I get a 9.
I can't see from the angle you're looking at.
Well, the lines are all up here. Does it line up with a 9 or the 0? Which one looks better?
Whatever this one is. The one past. Am I allowed to go one past?
Go all the way down. What's the number down there? What number's on the veneer?
9.
9. Oh, I mean it was under 1. You notice how it's just under that little line there? That's how you tell it's 1 under. So that means this thing's only within 1/10. So the 2 inch seems to be pretty accurate. The 1 inch sucks. It's 3/10 too fat. So I'm going to guess this might be semi-accurate. I'd give it half a thou accuracy. Now, if you had something that actually knew what size it is and you measure with it, you can adjust the mic if you had the tool. There's usually a little hole over here where you rotate this thing. And I do not see the hole in this one. They have like a C-clamp with a hole in it. It goes in there and it twists it because this actually rotates in that body. And that's how you adjust to 0.
Who makes this tool?
This
Is
one's
it a decent
brown.
brand?
This one's brown and sharp.
It's a good
But
brand?
see, I don't see there's no hole for doing that.
Is it a decent brand? You
Yeah.
heard of it?
Yeah, but I don't see a hole for adjusting the spindle. So maybe there's one up at the very top up here.
Yeah.
We took it apart. Now, if you want to make this where it's easier to turn, you can unadjust it. Some dumbass kept cranking it down until it was tight. Don't know who that could have possibly been. So you look for something, a little hole in it. See a hole right there? It's right up in there. So you need a little mic tool. See, it looks like a little question mark, but it has a titty on it. The titty goes into there, and then you can rotate this whole spindle assembly to make it line up right on the zero.
Okay.
If you need to adjust it. I think it's probably pretty accurate where it is. It's probably within a couple tenths.
Right.
But using this as our checking tool,
Is what it is.
let's call it a half a thou.
Right.
I'm not going to get any closer than that. Now this nut up here is what I was compressing this collar, which was changing our tension. If you want to make this a little bit freer spinning, so you can use your stupid tumble thing over here, then you unadjust this a little bit. I'll do that nut. For me, I like it with a little bit of tension on it. That way I don't have any in-play like this, because I don't like in-play. Should be good. Now if you're going to put any lubricant on these things, you run a really, really light oil. Like a gun oil.
Drag.
Like a gun oil.
Right.
Well, you don't want to attack dirt. You don't want a lot of drag. You don't want oil dripping out of this all over your damn fingers.
Yeah, you don't want it.
But you don't want it to,
crud.
but you don't want the rust either. So now once you get past that, this thing frees up. You can turn it like this. You want to be able to run a mic like this fast because it makes it go fast.
Right.
So anyway, this is probably pretty accurate. Brown & Sharp is a good brand. So there's not really any rust on it I can see anymore. This is carbide tipped, so you can see how it's dark on the two ends here. So this is an expensive mic. It's double carbided. That means you can measure roller bearings and it should be really accurate. If it's adjusted correctly, because the carbide is not going to change. So anyway, it's a good piece. Your 1, 2, 3 blocks are not quite as good as the
Yeah, I
mic.
think these are Chinese. 1, 2, 3.
That might be Chinese. Okay, well, you know, that's not bad for Chinese. It's half a thou, give or take. That's what you want. Now, you know how to read this thing?
Well, it's a beginning lesson. Let's give it that.
Grab a socket. Measure it. Figure out how to hold it yet? Dogs everywhere. What are you doing? What do you got? So every turn is 25 thousandths. See how you got numbers on here? 0 through 24.
Oh, okay.
So each turn's 25. See the lines over here?
So that's 1 inch right there? Or what is
1 inch
that,
is
that
0.
one?
Move your hand. 1 inch is 0. See each one of these lines right here?
Yeah.
It's 25 thou, 1 turn. Each big line is 100 thou. See how it's got 1 after it?
Okay.
If they're even marked. See how they got the marks here, 100? So you got 25, 50, 75, and 100. So that's 4 turns to make 1. That's how it works. So right now, if you look at this right now, we're at 18 3/4 of a thou. If you want the veneer over here, you go see the veneer over on the side. And whichever line lines up is the number. So right now it's probably be like 6 or 7 because where it was located. Actually it moved now, it's probably more like 7 or 8. But
So when you're saying 18,000, you're reading on this portion, that part right there?
see it's 0,
Yeah.
5, 10,000, 15, 20, back to 0 is 25. See how it's going up the scale each time I do that?
Okay.
Because those are increments of 25 thou, increments of 1 turn. So it's kind of like the metric system, but it's in 25 instead of 10s. But it is in hundredths when you get up to here, because the inch is divided in 10,000ths of an inch. That's why they call it thousands.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 1,000ths of an inch for the 1 thou, and you got 10,000 for this veneer over here, because that goes 10 more. So it takes each one of these little lines, divides it in 10. So that gives you one every 10,000ths of an inch.
So,
So it's 4
this is
digits.
dividing the lines this way divided by 10. So it's taking each in between
The
each one of
veneer
these hashes?
scale over here is taking 1 mark and dividing that up 10 ways.
Okay.
So if you look at it, you can guess where half is, you can guess where 2 thirds is. So you can kind of guess what veneer number it's going to be at, give or take 1 or so. You figure that out. Then over here you got the cheat sheet. It tells you what dimension you have. So these are what, 1/8 inches over here? I count them upside.
Fourths. Says fourths.
Force.
Force and 30
Force. 30 seconds.
seconds. I think it has some on the other side too. Then it has
Probably 8.
60 force and I don't know what that is. Doesn't say anything.
Well, how many lines is there? This looks like 63, so that's 64 of an inch.
So this is all
30
just
seconds.
this is all starts with 64. So this is all just 64
So if you want to
numbers.
know what 37 64 is, it's 578.1, right?
Oh, okay.
You don't have to have your thing on the wall because some dumbass wrote it on the mic. There should be 8s over here too, but see, this is in 16ths. See, it goes 0 to 16.
Mm-hmm. If you had to, you could just double the number. Oh, there's 30 seconds.
It just cuts in half each time you do stuff. Okay, where's that mic at? Or the, where's the socket again? Measure it. Now you're gonna have to adjust your torque to whatever
Right.
makes it work.
So that's 1.
First thing you look at is, are you above 1? 1 inch. I mean,
I am. So
1/10
that's
of an
1 inch right there, right?
No, 1 inch is 0. You're a 1/10 up, so you're 1.1 inch so far. Is there 2 available? Can you see a 2?
No.
Then you're not at 2/10, so you're between 1 and 2/10. Next thing is how many lines you see. 1, 2, or 3.
It looks like it's sitting directly on the third.
Okay, well, you take 100,000, you divide it by 75. What's 3 turns? If 1 turn's 25,
75.
75,000. So you should be at 75. Now you're above the 1 or below the 1? What number
Here?
is that? A 0 or the, which one you got? Can't read where you're at. That's 5. So that's 1,000 up. So you're 176 thousandths. So that means you're 1 inch, 176 thousandths. And if you go look at the 10th scale, you can see what it is. And right now, it looks like you're probably about 3 or maybe 4/10. Look on your 10th scale over there. 3 or 4 line up.
3 lines up real close.
So now
It's
you got
off the
3. So
touch.
that's your 4th digit over, 3/10. So what's your overall number?
1, I don't know. I got lost in all those numbers. I don't know.
Okay, it's a 1 inch mic, so you start at 1 inch. So that's
Right.
1 point. You're above what number?
I'm on the third,
You're
above
above
1.
1.
Right?
So that's the next digit. Now we're going for the next digit past that.
1.175, right?
Well, now you're 3 turns up, so that's 75. Now if you're below 1 inch, if you're below 1, you're at 24, it'd be 74 thousandths. If you're above the 0, you're at 75, above 75. So we're 1 turn up, so you're 1 thousandths over 3 turns, so that's 76. And then you're at 3/10 scale, so you're at 3/10. That's your 4th digit. So now what do you got overall? Brain
1
fart.
point. I don't know.
Just look at the parts. You got 1 inch plus you got 1.
1,
How many turns? 3 turns.
3.
3 turns is
So
how many?
176.
So you're 75, and you got 1 more 6, and then what's the next digit? That's the now.
3.
3. So that's your 4th digit. So now what do you got?
176.
1 inch, 176 thousandths, and 6/10.
6/10.
Fred, why are you farting on the video? Fred's a pig.
They don't want until you told them.
We're gonna have to come back to this because it's kind of coming, but it's not all
Are you
there.
They learn how to do this.
We're trying to learn how to do
It's
this
all right in front of you.
on video.
Right there. 1. 3 digits up.
Teacher,
It's on the 1.
Teacher, I don't know why, but it smells like somebody's shit right where I'm sitting.
We gotta go now.